There is a spiritual secret most people never discover in their entire life. We cry in dua, we raise our hands, we beg Allah in pain. Yet our heart still wonders, will this be accepted? Will this be answered? There are three words that the greatest believers used, and these three words can transform the quality of your dua instantly. These words make the sky listen. The angels write differently, and the heart change immediately. This is not theory, this is real spiritual reality. The power behind the three words, Ya Rabbe aalam, is not only in the sound of the phrase, but in what it declares from your heart. These words immediately turn your attention from the creation to the Creator. It cuts off every hidden reliance you have on people, plans, money, or logic. It reminds you that the one you are speaking to is not limited by time, space, or means. When these words escape your tongue with sincerity, the soul instantly feels that the entire universe is under the command of the one you are pleading to, and that he can rearrange any destiny within seconds. The Prophets ﷺ and Prophet Muhammad ﷺ constantly used words of deep recognition of Allah's lordship because they lived their entire lives depending only on Him. Their du'as were never casual requests, they were total surrender and honoring Allah with the highest titles. From their teachings, we learn that acceptance of du'a is not just about asking, but about recognizing who you are asking. These words, Ya Rabbe aalam, carry the same spirit of that prophetic approach. It connects you to the style of du'a that was made by the most beloved, chosen, purified servants of Allah. These three words instantly expose the weakness of the servant in front of the strength of the master. A lot of people make du'a while still secretly relying on their own strategies, abilities, and calculations. But when a believer says, Ya Rabbe aalam, he throws away every false support and stands truly poor in front of Allah. That deep humility is what makes du'a powerful. Allah does not accept from a proud heart. These words burn ego and pride and allow sincerity to flow. And through sincerity, your request becomes pure. And purity is what earns the help of Allah, not just the request itself. When a person addresses Allah as the Lord of the entire universe, the whole focus of the heart shifts from small personal problems to the one who governs galaxies, angels, and every atom in existence. This makes the heart more sincere and more confident during du'a, because it realizes it is speaking to the absolute owner of destiny, not a limited power. The smallness of your problem becomes clear in front of the greatness of His kingdom. That connection builds a deeper spiritual certainty, because you are not just asking for a need, you are returning to the one who already controls the outcome before you even raise your hands. When a believer begins his du'a with these words, the du'a does not remain a normal request anymore. It becomes a declaration of Allah's supreme authority and your own dependence. And when Allah hears His servant giving him his correct status before asking, this raises the value of that du'a. The angels write it with honor. In the unseen world, this simple phrase becomes a heavy statement of tawheed. And the heavier your du'a becomes spiritually, the more worthy it becomes of being answered. This is why some short du'as of the sincere get accepted faster than long, complicated du'as of those who lack this recognition. These words have a calming impact because they immediately realign the heart with the correct reality. Fear and anxiety are born when the heart thinks it must solve everything itself. But when the servant says, Ya Rabbe aalam, it reminds the heart that solutions are not dependent on human ability. They come from the Lord of the universe. This realization itself is comfort. It removes the pressure, the stress, and the desperation. The heart becomes light. Hope enters. Mercy begins to pour inward. And even before the dua is answered physically, the heart already begins to heal spiritually just by calling Allah with this title. Allah loves when His servant recognizes Him as the true owner of all affairs, because this is the essence of Tawheed. When you say, Ya Rabbe Aalam, you are not simply using a name. You are presenting your understanding that every decision, every blessing, every delay, every protection, every opening, and every closure is in His hand. This is a level of awareness that many people forget while making dua. They ask, but they do not fully realize who they are asking. The more your heart attributes all outcomes to Allah alone, the more pure your faith becomes, and pure faith is beloved to Allah. When a believer calls out, Ya Rabbe Aalam, they are addressing the one who changes outcomes without effort. The believer who truly lives this phrase does not argue with destiny. They ask the one who writes destiny to rewrite it in their favor. They ask the one who commands the angels to bring relief, protection, healing, and openings. The unseen world is not random. The unseen world moves by commands, and Allah is the one who commands. When He wills, barriers fall, diseases disappear, hearts soften, opportunities appear, and impossible things suddenly become easy. This is why miracles are a normal result for those who call from this level of recognition. The practical application is simple, yet most people ignore it. Before you ask Allah for marriage, rizq, forgiveness, guidance, success, healing, or any personal request, pause your heart and begin with these 3 words. This is how you enter the dua correctly. Say, Ya Rabbe Aalam, then speak your request. This preparation places your dua on the path of acceptance. And the more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. You will start to notice that your dua becomes more emotional, more sincere, more respectful, and more focused. Slowly, you will feel your dua is no longer just words, but a real conversation with your Creator. When a person adopts these 3 words in their dua, something subtle and beautiful happens inside them. They stop being controlled by fear of the future or regret of the past. Instead, they start breathing with yaqeen, certainty, and trust. This emotional shift is powerful because Allah responds to the hearts that trust Him. Worry makes the heart heavy, but reliance makes it light. This transformation gives the believer courage to ask big, hope for big, and expect big from Allah. It strengthens spiritual confidence. And when you feel safe under the protection of the Lord of the entire universe, anxiety loses its power completely. Every dua becomes powerful when the heart stands humble in front of Allah, recognizing His greatness above everything. These 3 words, Ya Rabbe Aalam, are not just a phrase, they are a doorway to acceptance. Use this in every dua from today and watch your life change. This is Graceful Deen. Like, share, and subscribe to spread this reminder. And comment below this beautiful prayer. Ya Rabbe Aalam, write for me a destiny that is better than what I am dreaming.